What's up, BP Squad, and welcome back to another video. Today, guys, I want to talk to you about why bad form isn't always a bad thing, what we can learn from bad form, and how bad form shouldn't be a blanket term when it comes to certain movement patterns. Let's dive in. First off, what defines bad form? Bad form doesn't have a concrete definition. However, it's generally understood in the fitness realm, performing a movement incorrectly, often due to the fact of improper body alignment, wrong activation of your muscles, and this can greatly increase the risk of an injury. However, everyone has bad form in the beginning, right? When we look at a toddler learning how to walk, the baby doesn't come out walking like a 21-year-old. Over time, the baby gets better and better with repetition. Us as parents, we encourage our kids to stand. We walk with them by holding their hands. We make sure to properly guide them so then that way they can learn how to walk effectively without the use of our help. That's the same thing with us. When we first get into the fitness realm, we don't know really what to do, but most of us don't start off with a strong foundation. I remember when I was first learning how to handstand push-up. My handstand push-up form was terrible. And at the time I was getting in my head like, my form isn't the best. However, at the time, I was immature with my training and my understanding of the movement because I was so hell-bent on trying to fix my form, which isn't the wrong thing to go about things, but rather than focus on trying to have the best form right away, understand the form is gonna get better and better with repetition. So that's my biggest advice to you guys. Don't focus so much on bad form, putting yourself down by comparing yourself to others that you might see on Instagram, YouTube. You have to understand, at some point, that person started off with bad form, but they remained consistent. That's all I did with handstand push-ups. My form wasn't the best, but I kept remaining consistent. Say you're struggling with push-ups and you're trying to get over 25 reps, but you're stuck at 15 to 20 and your form starts to go bad at rep number 18. That's why I encourage people when they first start doing push-ups, if they're able to get 4 to 6 reps, that's fine. If their form is bad, that's fine. I'm not gonna really harp on them being, you have to have perfect form throughout this entire push-up sequence. I understand your body is new to this movement, and I know over time, you're gonna get better and better. But one of the biggest things I want you guys to take from this, your form will improve over time. Understand that, but the bigger understanding comes from why it improves over time. I can tell you, hey, your push-up form is gonna get better and better, and you believe it, but I want you to truly understand it. So pay more attention to your body cues. Be more intentional with the movement. I always talk about intention when it comes to exercising, or just intention in general. Don't do movements just to do movements. Do it with intention, understanding, envision each muscle working through and through the entire sequence. This is gonna help you improve those body cues over time, because ultimately, I didn't have a teacher to truly guide me. I didn't have anyone directly tell me that your side kick is wrong. I had to learn over time. Sure, I was watching videos to understand a person that has a really good side kick, but a lot of it just came from those body cues I was paying attention to, being very intentional with the drill that I'm practicing. This is gonna help you understand the movement and improve your technique over time. So you may be asking yourself at this point, so Spence, I shouldn't really care about my bad form? No, still care about your bad form, because again, this can increase the risk of injury. Going back to the handstand push-up example, people struggle with freestanding handstand push-ups oftentimes because they don't have the strength. They may think it's a balancing issue because they can hold a handstand for 20 to 30 seconds. But just because you can hold a handstand for 20 to 30 seconds doesn't always transfer into a handstand push-up. We have to make sure we have the appropriate progressions to build the strength so that way you have a stronger foundation to be able to do a freestanding handstand push-up. So we have to make sure we properly scale things. We don't want to just jump into things and immediately have bad form. We also have to understand how ranges and genetics influence our form. Some people are simply able to get in a deeper range of motion when it comes to certain exercises. Look at the dip. A lot of people don't have good shoulder extension. And when you're going deeper within that dip, you're working shoulder extension. And a good tester for decent shoulder extension is being able to clasp your hands behind your back while standing up. If you really struggle with this, you don't have the best shoulder extension. So let's say you've been going deep with your dips for a while and you don't have the best shoulder extension. You may think, hey, I haven't been injured this far, but over time, if you keep this up, not working shoulder extension like you should, you're gonna get injured. And that's the primary reason people are told not to go deep with your dips. But another add-on to that is, why do you need to go deep with your dips if your training isn't specific to that range of motion? So if you're not doing muscle ups or deep handstand push-ups, anything that requires you to go deep in that position, why go really deep with dips? There's really no reason for you to do that. If you wanna go deep with your dips and add weight, that's perfectly fine. But understand, the deeper you go with dips, the more you're prone to injury if you don't have strength within that range of motion. We may see somebody doing deep dips and we may think they're doing it wrong or they're on their way to injury. But if they've been training for this and progressing intelligently, then more than likely they're gonna be fine. So what may come off as bad form from one person may not be bad form from the next. Genetics will also influence our form. Take the squat, for example. Some people have long femurs, some people have short femurs. This will influence the way you squat. People with shorter femurs are more likely to keep their torso upright, versus a person with longer femurs, they may slightly bend forward. Is it necessarily a bad thing? Of course not. The person with the longer femur can keep their torso more upright just by simply widening their base. Generally, people with longer arms will do better with deadlifts, all because they don't have to go as deep with a person with shorter arms. So take a body structure like mine, I'm likely more able to pull more weight because I don't have to go as deep with a deadlift versus somebody with shorter arms. So my deadlifting form will look different compared to a person with shorter arms. So your body structure, natural flexibility, mobility, all expressed in the form of genetics will influence the way your form looks. Same thing with ranges. Some people have stronger end ranges than others because they train for it. So they're able to get deeper in certain exercises that some people may look at as bad form, but it's not bad form. Remember, movement is meant to be explored. And when we explore movement, we're able to strengthen it. We can learn a lot from bad form and use this experience to make us stronger. If your lower back is compromising when you're doing a heavy deadlift, that form is bad. But if we can quote unquote strengthen that range through an exercise like Jefferson curls, which puts our spine in a vulnerable position through spinal flexion, then that's gonna help us get stronger with our deadlifts. Because we strengthen our spine through flexion, maybe through some extension like back bends, we may not get injured from doing a heavy deadlift. So just completely avoiding doing the exercise because you're told it's bad form or it's bad for your body doesn't always have to pertain to you. You just have to make sure you strengthen those vulnerable positions intelligently, safely, and consistently. So don't be so quick to shut away that banana handstand, because that banana handstand at one point in gymnastics, now I'm not gonna say I want a banana handstand because honestly I think our straight line handstand looks better, but that's not to take anything away from the banana handstand. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you smash that like button. Most importantly, make sure you are properly subscribed. I see you guys next video. Peace and love as always. And now, shade. We out, baby.